When I first saw hang gliding, I looked at it and I said, wow, that's what I want to do. There's another sector that's going to look at hang gliding and say, wow, that's not what I want to do. That's crazy. I don't think I'm a lunatic. I suppose some people do, but I think hang gliding is a fairly sane sport if you want to make it that way.
One of man's more constant peculiarities has been his desire to fly. And curiously enough, the technology which now permits us to fly to the moon also enables us to fly in perhaps the most sophisticated manner of all, with wings. Hang gliding is one of the fastest growing sports around. Blair Trenholm is a young man who loves to fly, and when he finishes assembling this wing, he's going to jump off this mountain.
What's called the Regalo design was first developed back in 1940s, in the late 40s, by a fellow named Francis Regalo, hence the name Standard Regalo. He's doing work for NASA at the time. They were thinking about using it as a re-entry vehicle for space capsules, and I'm not sure exactly why, but they scrapped it. This particular glider is quite different from most kites. Most kites, see the curved leading edges? Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. Well, that is a different shape of airfoil. I don't really understand the aerodynamics, but it does fly a lot better than yours.
You're saying that all it is just the body shifting to steer it.
Exactly. It's completely weight shift control.
You don't move the wings at all?
No, nothing moves except you. You're the only moving part.
Yeah, do you have life insurance? Yeah. Do you have to pay an extra ride or something?
No, I haven't got any.
We don't talk about
it's not crazy as people think. It's as safe as you want to make it. Like, if you want to fly in the fog, do you run blindfolded in the forest?
Right.
No.
You can really control where you're going.
Oh,
Completely.
yeah. Back in 1895, a fellow named Otto Lilienthal in Germany was flying a hang glider. Lilienthal did about 2,000 flights in the late 1800s, and that was with a very unsophisticated glider, unsophisticated materials, at least, I should say. It's just been in recent times that people have had the technology to build strong, lightweight materials that they can make a glider out of. Otherwise, people would have been flying centuries ago. Leonardo da Vinci, I'm sure, would have been up there with the birds if there was any way at all that he could figure out, and he was no dummy.
Now, how does this funny-looking creature fly, eh? The way you get it in the air is by running down a gentle hill, steeper hill, depending on your experience, and actually you're running into the air, which is actually a solid, which has mass, just like water or other matter for that. You just run down the hill into a breeze, if you have any, and you are actually pushing down, pushing that air together. So when it reaches that density that it actually supports you, you feel that the kite starts to glide away. So by running down the hill into the wind or whatever, you're compressing the air underneath the sail to that point that it actually will allow you to fly. It's actually an air cushion that you ride upon.
You have to realize that to create this cushion underneath the kite, or lift as it's also called, you've got to have forward motion. You've got to have an airflow over the kite until you get your flying speed, then you come out flying.
When you run down, make sure that you keep that nose well up. You know, if you keep the nose a bit too far down, then the air that you're actually running into starts pushing down on top of the kite. Then you run and the nose starts to dig in like that. Whereas the other way around, if you really try to keep your nose up, start running down the hill, you have the air coming underneath the kite and sort of giving you this feeling of, you know, like it's going to pull you off your feet.
Your first flight, you don't really know what's going to happen. You know, everybody's been telling you what's going to happen in that. And so you take off, and you're just so scared, and you can't enjoy nothing. You can't look around, and you can't appreciate what you're doing and all that. But you're flying, and instead of sitting up there and flying the right speed, you're just going fast and aiming for a point, and you're just waiting. You can't get down there quick enough, you know. And it's fear, you know. It's not really, you don't appreciate nothing. You get down there and say, wow, you know, what a flight, what a great time, and yet you never know, you never enjoyed the whole damn thing.
Shoot! Oh. Almost. Darn.
It's a feeling you have to quiet. When you run, your mind is not on the angle how you hold the kite.
Yeah.
Your mind is said, well, I hope I don't crash. So
Yeah,
it's
I
the
know.
feeling. You got to fly by the seat of your pants.
Well, okay. Let's try it again then. Up the hill.
All right. Okay, that was good. That was good. That was really nice. You had
Did I get
the
off?
angle was right. Oh yeah.
my
I
feet
think
were
you
off.
were about 3 feet up.
Oh boy.
3 feet for about 5 feet long. Yeah. That's ideal.
Okay, give somebody else a chance because I'm tired.
The kite is controlled completely by weight shift. You're hanging like a pendulum beneath it. And simply by pulling your weight forward on the bar, you bring the nose down. By pushing the weight back, you put the tail down. And by pushing your weight from one side to the other, you control the roll. And with a combination of the two, you can vary your pitch and your bank at the same time. And that's basically it. It sounds simpler than it is, but it is very simple, really. It's nice to be running and just fly out, and all of a sudden the whole world drops out from under your feet. You tend to forget about the glider. It's all above, and it's almost as though you're flying, as though you had wings, and the wind's in your face, and things are quiet, and it's really nice. been in the last 4 years that the sport has really skyrocketed in that an awful lot more people have taken it up, and hence a lot better designs of gliders, and people started to soar. People started to have sustained flight. I think the endurance record now is up over 12 hours, but that's like saying I sat on a flagpole for 12 hours. In the right conditions, staying up is no problem for an experienced pilot.
No, shoot. Shoot. Shoot, shoot, shoot.
I have trout for breakfast tomorrow if I drop my rod. I started hang gliding in the mountains. I started on skis on a gentle, sloping, snow-covered hill, and just skiing down the hill and hopping along, and eventually flying and working my way up to higher and higher mountains. Soaring on what doesn't look very spectacular, sand dune or a cliff on the seashore can be sustained, and you can get a much longer flight, and in a way it's much more rewarding to the pilot. you get cocky after a while. You've done a lot of flying, and you get overconfident, and here I was on top of this mountain and excited, wanting to fly, and I took off with a bit of a crosswind when I could have headed directly into the wind, and a bit of a gust caught my right-hand wing and picked it up and dropped the left-hand wing, and as I started to move forward, the left-hand wing caught in the rocks, and it just flipped me right over upside down, and I went right over the edge like that. I don't know if I had time to think exactly about what was happening or anything, but I knew that I was in a very unnatural position, and I didn't like it at all. Cracked a rib, lost my glasses, found them a couple days later when we went back to get the kite. I was over 100 feet, I guess, down to where I was, and Alan threw a rope down to me, and he belayed me, so if I did slip, I wasn't in any danger. But I actually almost enjoyed the climb back up. Kind of took my mind off what had happened for a short time. I almost had nightmares about the kite being up on the mountain there, and people seeing it, and just, it was really a personal thing. It was really I had to go get it. There's no two ways about it. Well, actually, I had a lot of help. It wasn't too bad for me. I sat back and watched most of it.
Blair, you down there?
No, I left.
Okay, your kite seems to be in miraculously damaged condition, but I think we'll be able to get it out of here without adding to it. Okay?
Okay.
Hey, Con, do you realize that he ended up with that guide rope around that rock? That's how he came to rest.
The guy's got golden snowshoes up his ass.
There's no reason that I couldn't have taken off directly into the wind. It was just a matter of negligence on my part, I think. And it's so easy to do when you get excited. I broke one of the basic rules right there. I think the best thing you can do with hang gliding is sit down every time before you fly and try and analyze the situation and think about exactly what you're going to do and what you have to do. And if you're not sure of yourself, don't do it. Take your kite down, roll the wings up, and pack it down the mountain if you don't think that the conditions are right. My enthusiasm isn't dampened at all. I think I've just learned a lesson. In some respects, I've learned it the hard way. In some respects, I've learned it the easy way, if you know what I mean. I don't think that the challenge will ever end, really. There's always another place to fly.